You know, it's funny. I didn't do the White Mask quest line. So now I'm actually at the wrong end. Alright. So... just gonna do basic ending.
The fallen leaves.
Thank you.
Tell a story.
No. I still have to do the DLC. Now, the big question is...
Take a look. Don't worry. I'll continue, which is why his roots, he won't let his shackles hide.
Oh, now. Could you... Why?
Why does the girl weep for me? So...
I see. To think I knew I think we could. It's only...
Well, I just killed, in quick succession, I killed the Elden Beast, Godfrey, Malakath, Placidusix, the Dragon Knight Guardian, whatever it's called, that guards Malakath. Here's the problem. I need that many runes to level. That's one level is 2,300,000, almost 400,000 runes. So, it's yeah. Also, there's what, a dozen remembrances that you can get from the base game, and the average value across them is about 40,000. So that's about 1.5 million runes, give or take. Well, I didn't start yesterday. Is there something that I've got way more than 2 days in. I mean, I finished. Maybe a week ago I was new game 10. I did. This is a different character. This is so. This is Banshee is the name of the character I gave it. Not that anybody matters, but I have a couple of characters. Sometimes when I'm showing people new stuff, I will go to one of my other characters because they haven't looted something or they've opened an area that this one hasn't because I'm doing playthroughs. Also, I was playing Convergence, which is a mod that starts with a whole new thing, and the map, the core map is the same, but they've rearranged locations of stuff. And Convergence is interesting. So, but that's a whole different thing. Here's the funny thing. I never went any of the underground places. And I don't care to. But I do, if I'm going to go to DLC, obviously I have to go to Moog. But the funny thing is that since I didn't do the Vare quest line, I have to actually fight my way there or ride through, which I find kind of funny. So what I'm going to do is... Now, I'm not doing this Look. Golden eyes. Golden eyes. Golden eyes. Oh. How do I ignore that? That's another thing. I've had this happen a couple times. I've had 500,000 runes come just from one clearing of that area. And inventory. So watch this. Because of those golden eyes. So that whole thing right there was worth... What did I get? 320,000 so far. That's crazy. My experience has been that when you find one thing with those golden eyes, you probably find more. I have to make my way that way anyhow, so we'll get some runes in the process. Now, this... There we go. I'm not seeing any more, but may as well finish fighting my way through. Whoops. Dang it. Oh, I forgot about this. Swarm of flies. So you're asking the big questions. Oh, good lord. One moment, I will answer your question. So, this is the Ash of War on this weapon, but it's not... you can't mess with that. So this is the Sacred Relic Sword. This is Wave of Gold is the Ash of War. It's what comes with winning. Winning, is that the right term? The Ash of Remembrance for the Elden Beast, which is the last boss of the base game, gives you this as one of its rewards. It's literally the sword that the beast was using in the fight in Phase 2. I've actually melted him to the point where there was no Phase 2, but that's a whole different discussion. That was not in a recent playthrough. ng+12, yes. Good lord, those guys are tough. Different builds. I change up how I win. You're asking a good question. I mean, I've played Convergence. That's been an interesting experience. This is not the weapon my build is designed for. But I had to... It's the fastest way to clear all the trash that's between where I was and where I wanted to go. The shield blocks everything. So, now, back to the build that I was doing, which is... Okay, this... hold on. And this. And this. And that. So now I'm set up for damage. Aw, come on. I have to run through all this, that's right. Wait, Golden Eyes? Gotta kill things with Golden Eyes. Uh-oh. Should be one running at me soon. Yep, there he is. There's another one. Golden Eyes. I don't really have to stop for the guys with Golden Eyes, but there were so many more runes, you know? Boom, boom. Huh. Dog. Let's see. The sisters are awesome in here. The only drawback with a shield is it's really heavy. Look at that, 77,000 for that guy.
Oh,
And
shit.
I think...
Are you here as a...
Yep, and here's a customer.
I must apologise. I'm afraid I've...
Holy cow. There is a lot of runes. So this is the build that the damage this is doing is what it was designed for anyway. The problem is there's no good damage absorption. And so fights like mode are high-risk fights. That's the last one. Fights like this one are high-risk fights because you take a ton of damage, and my damage output is reliant basically on my standing there. I swear, this whole group is going to have golden eyes, and I'm going to have to do something about that. Well, if they do, I don't see it. Nope. Oh, but I have to... I don't have to, but I should. That. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I hope so. Something's going on outside. Be right back. Dude's got one of those machines that eat trees outside. That's crazy. Alright. Now I want to go back to Mimic. I'm going to summon my Mimic as a caster. He's gonna let me. You can do that. Ow. Ow. Uh-oh. It's my favorite weapon. You know, that is a pretty difficult question to answer. I think the simple answer, and it's not a wrong one, the simple answer is Blasphemous Blade. But it's because it is really good at what it does. It's simple, it's cheesy, it looks awesome. I mean, of all the weapons and the way that they look, the Blasphemous Blade clearly was someone's, like, artistic masterpiece. For all the, you know, they're great looking weapons, don't get me wrong. I mean, the game is gorgeous, right? You know, Ansper's Rapier, they took a great deal of care. The guard's imperfect, but it's pretty damn good. The fact that the tip is actually one of those antenna from an ant or whatever, you know, they went through that effort. The little, like, barbed wire wrapped around the sword, the glowing runes, all that stuff is just all really cool. But there's something about this sort of beauty of the Blasphemous Blade. Let's see if I can really get in there. No. This one will. I mean, look at that. That is just an amazing attention to detail. They put little squirmy, gross, snaky things on it, and they still were able to put some kind of, like, runes on the blade. Right? And the action's not great, but it's not terrible. You know? It's basic for the great swords.
I am led to touch the way to the realm of shadow where my compatriot like us, if you can find...
Now,
come now.
Some of the weapons
Touch the
I've
will
had
be
the
far.
most fun playing
I will not be far.
include the Smith's Script Dagger. Man, that thing is so much fun. It's hard to win the game with it, but it's a lot of fun. There were fights that were really, really interesting using that weapon. With the scattershot throw with a blood aspect, was a good weapon. I really enjoy the Uchigatana from sort of a base game perspective, and the Bolt of Gransax. Now, this is where we really find out whether or not Eleanor's pole blade. I haven't used that one much. I may. That's not a goal. It's not on my sort of list of things to do, but it's probably, I mean, I can't say it's probably going to happen. It's certainly reasonable to think that that's the direction this is headed, I guess is the way to put that. Yeah, I mean, it's the only way to level at this point is killing bosses. You can on occasion go up to the shelf and get, like, I got 600,000 runes clearing that area. I think I had 350,000 just from the mobs on the shelf because I had the glowing eye stuff going on, and I, did the extra augment stuff. But realistically speaking, it is unreasonable to farm your way in levers. Yeah, that's the Blasphemous Blade. Oh, Blasphemous Blade is always a good sword. I haven't played Night Rain. Beta Noir. This is, if you can absolutely win the game with this sword. And this is a great sword to use. If you want to do a great sword build and this is the one that you use, it's going to work very, very well. If that's the direction that you want to go. I wouldn't steer you away from using this weapon. There's lots of weapons I'd say don't use that. Yeah, this is a great way to go. There are other regen builds, though. Let me show you. There is a specific skill, or a specific... Hold on. Sorry, my brain is farting. So, notice this has blood tax on it. Okay, the action looks like this. And if you... I'll let one of these guys give me a shot. Oh! Healing. This build... Doing that, what I just did, is actually a very interesting build on it. And if I remember correctly, it even triggers... let me switch to this. I believe it even triggers this one. Find a couple more guys. I don't want to play with the birds. They're a pain in the ass. There was something here. I just targeted it. That's weird. Oh, alright, that works. Hey. So notice, did you see how every hit healed? And I healed a whole bunch, right? That was like, what? That much bar? That's actually pretty decent healing. Taker's Flame does better. But I'll show you another thing that you can do if you're really, really crazy. A lot of people don't realize this. They don't really think about it, but you can have Taker's Flame, oops, not what I meant to do, on your back. Now, I lose my shield if I do this, of course. But if I have Taker's Flame on my back, I will also get the Taker's Flame heal from kills. And that's a lot of healing. Yeah. So here, I won't use any of the... That's the Taker's Flame effect. That's... So all of the healing things that I have do that, but this you only get using the skill attack. The blood tax. That's the only way that this heals. So if I just stand on something and do this, I'm not going to heal because of this sword. But I will heal because I put this on. Successive attacks restore hit points. Then... Oh, crap. There. So all of those red, like, all that, that's all healing. So by having this on my back... I get the Taker's Flame heal from a kill. And then one last thing, just about this sword. Let me, hold on. So, again, one last thing people don't really pay attention to. Oh, let me get rid of it. Hold on, let me go back to... do this. Okay. Yeah. All good. So, Taker's Flame, using the sword itself, only provides healing from the kill. Right? Hold on, I'm going to let this guy hit me. I need some damage. There. Again. There. Okay, so if you use the actual Taker's Flame skill, it does healing separately from the fact that I killed something and got more healing. So watch the health bar. I'm going to get the two guys. It'll go up a couple of times. That ding, 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 right? The Taker's Flame hit. That healed me, and then the kills healed me. So this sword actually heals you twice. The really cool thing about using this is if you use a mimic that you have equipped with this sword, it will use that skill and heal itself. So I've seen people say that it makes an unkillable mimic. That's definitely not true. My mimic has died many times with that sword. But it makes the mimic much more healy. Anyway, I hope that was some useful info. Those Wickermen are freaking hard. And they're only worth like 25,000 runes. You're welcome. You're very welcome. 440 something. 443. Uh-oh. That's the Wicker Man. He be mad. He is relentless, so we're gonna reset him.
You're that time. I am Freya in battle. Oh, did you speak? If you've yet to, you'll find more. They are assuming you.
So, how do you beat the walking torch? Okay. There are two ways to beat the Wicker Men, the walking torch. I like that name. There are two ways to beat a Wicker Man. Method number one. You can toss any fire pot, but in particular, hefty furnace pots, into the basket. You're not going to be able to do that from the ground. Not easily, anyway. There are some situations. These do like 30 to 50,000 damage each. And the Wicker Men have like 150,000 hit points. It's ludicrous. So that's one of two ways to beat the Wicker Men. The other way actually is the way you do it if you aren't able to do that. Getting which game? The DLC? My personal advice would be, go through and make sure, well, okay. I'm a completionist. I need a run through where I've done everything. And I'd make that my first run through. So usually when I get to the DLC, if I've killed the Elden Beast, when I get to the DLC, I will be approximately level 175. If you have not gone into the dungeons and stuff, you're going to come into the DLC at a disadvantage because you're not going to have some of the critical pieces that it takes to defend yourself. Okay, so if you've gotten like most or all of the incantations, the spells, the I don't have everything, but the sort of critical stuff. I'm not going to go farm a weapon I'll never use. If you've done all of that, then you're basically ready. The only thing that you need to do is recognize that the DLC is a whole new level of frustratingly difficult. That very first thing that I fought, the dude with the 2 circles, those guys are vicious and relentless. They just keep attacking, and you almost never get an opening. Because I'm using a heavy tank build, I just let him beat on my shield. But shields don't protect you from grab attacks, so you still have to watch for grab attack animation. Oh, yes, actually, let me give you a second piece of advice that's actually DLC related that I wish I knew on my first playthrough. 1, it is impossible to finish everything in one playthrough. Impossible. There are quest lines that deviate. So you cannot get all of the possible items you get from this NPC, I think it's this one, on a single playthrough. You can't. There's a divergence in the quest line. You have to pick a direction you go, and each one ends in a different item. You can do it in 2, and there are guides on how to do that. But be aware that you're going to have to do multiple playthroughs if you want to get everything. So just be mentally prepared for that. Second, and this is something that there is no indication in the game that you're going to know. This is the completed map without me having really done anything yet this playthrough. This place here is Shadow Keep. This is an important part of this. This is the critical center of the game. When you get close, which is not defined the way you'd think it would be, you shatter a great rune that is sort of over the whole Shadow realm. And everything changes from a player NPC quest perspective. You want to make sure that you have advanced all the quest lines before you get too close to the Shadow Keep. Now, the problem is, Thrill, I'll answer your question in a sec. The problem is, what does it mean to get too close to the Shadow Keep? You will trigger it somewhere around here, maybe here, in the Shadow Keep if you approach this way. Don't push it. Don't even go through this area until you're ready to go into the Shadow Keep and start killing those bosses. You can go all the way around down here and end up coming out here. Actually, you go to here. Come out here, cross this bridge, and when you get to about here, it will also shatter the rune. Even though it's super far away from the keep. There's a back door here. If you pass this point, you will shatter the rune. It's not really obvious, but it gives you a message on the screen. You want to make sure before you do that you've gone back and talked to all of the quest NPCs. If you stick around for about 10 minutes, you'll see me talk to all the quest NPCs, and I'll even do 1 or 2 things that I'll point at and say, do this before you get close. So, this is NPC number 1.
Be sure to have our little...
This is NPC number 2.
These, I urge you, as long as you,
Talk him out.
as long as you.
All right. So when you're done with those 2, go this way. Don't go to the bridge. And I'll warn you right now, it is really easy to play through the end boss in a couple of hours, if you're good, and not realize you've skipped 80% of the DLC. You won't even know. You'll never find where the openings are, the entrances are. They're not obvious. There's a lot more 3D going under and around stuff in the DLC than there is otherwise. Also, do most of your exploration at night, not during the day. I'm skipping these because I don't need any more of them, but you want to pick up all that crap. And look for these on the ground to make sure to grab those too.
I am but now
Another
I'm hiding,
NPC.
which is why I
Anspa.
I'd rather
Ansbach.
they are
Whatever.
kid. If you discover, be certain. I presume just what.
There's stuff that only appear at night.
If he's certain, I presume you just what.
Okay, now,
Hello there.
armor look
Together,
familiar?
We together many things.
Pardon me for a moment while I do this. Alright.
Goodbye.
Best Great Rune depends on what level you are.
Many things we have found.
So, talk to
I
this
for
guy.
you, things.
Now,
I for you,
he's telling you
things.
something and you have no idea what
I
he's
for
telling you.
Things. I like.
You are
I for
going
you,
to encounter
things bring joy to
pest threads on the map that don't attack you. Don't attack them. Interact with them. So if you're riding in some random field and you're like, what's this pest thread doing here? If you don't talk to all the pest threads around the world, there's 5 of them, you miss a whole bunch of stuff, actually. They'll eventually be able to make another game like Elden Ring. It happens. There have been other games that are like it. It just, as the technology changes, the ability to do stuff gets better. Okay, so there's a third guy who is here. Yeah, I can get to him now. Hold on. And there's a reason why... Oh, did I pick up... I just screwed up, didn't I? I did. Hold on. I forgot to pick up the Grace. Yep, Thrallier. Or Thalier. Yeah, so there are things that you will only see under moonlight. Some of which are actually consumables. Larval tears. There's a lootable item you use to make stuff, and you can't loot it except at night. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what to do with that guy. Alright. Now I can go back. So I'm going straight to Thalier, just because I want to show you the questline stuff. And you'll start to get a sense for just how bass-ackward stuff can be in terms of, like, how to get places and do things. I'm going to be going down that way. Down there. He shot at me. He deserves to be smacked. Hold on. Let me reset. Alright. One of the items... is these. In order to get both of these, you have to kill Anspa. You have to join Freya in Leda or Freya, one of the two of them, in attacking Hornsent and Unspa. Leda, thank you. And if you don't, you can't get this cross tree. Once you've done that, you lose access to Unspa. You can get close. There's a whole guide that talks about it. This way. By the way, those Mesmer guys with the axes hit really freaking hard. Like, stupidly hard. I've had them hit me for, like, most of my health in one smack. Oh, and they hide stuff in the bushes. Yeah, there's a lot of gate-kept moments in the quest lines that they don't warn you about. Gotta remember to pick this up. Okay, this is one of them, where you won't know that you've screwed up something. Let's see. So, talk to this guy.
My name is I2. So, here's the new big...
He'll become a merchant.
I've always been. I'm afraid the... Sorry.
You only need one of those.
Just give me the word if you need any more poison.
Alright. Don't forget to loot these. Those are in limited supply. Okay. Now, as soon as you talk to him, just interact with him, go back to more. Just go straight to more. Don't fart around. Because that's barely half a level.
Welcome.
So, talk to more,
Give this to Tiolier.
and he'll give you
He
something
asked me to
for that
find
guy.
it.
Do this just as early as you can in the game.
Many things. For you, things.
The Forager
Goodbye.
Brood is the thing he's talking about. So, go back to Thalier, excuse me. Or Tullier, if you prefer.
So,
Give black syrup.
I have to say, it's wonderful. I don't think I'll have to think.
Ask about the black
You
syrup.
two, I'll mix up. If you find your sleep is...
Tell him you're
Is
weary
that
of life.
so? Then take this concoction for you, for all.
And you get this. Here's the thing.
So,
Now you can buy it from him. So get one for free. Yeah, you have to interact with all the bugs, and then once you interact with all the pests that are throughout the realm, you can go back to him and he gives you a cookbook. Okay, now you're asking the big questions. What that concoction does, if you look at it, it's actually in the description. A condensed somniferous elixir purported to be capable of putting even an ancient dragon to sleep. That's the key. Is you can put an ancient dragon to sleep. For an ordinary mortal, a single sip would surely result in swift and certain death. So this ancient dragon to sleep is the key that you need. Down here, you meet ancient dragon. Hold on. Here we go. Ancient dragon Florisax. You interact with her, And you want to make sure that you go through all of the options that you can. Take the dragon essence that she offers you. Go through all of that. Go to a different campsite, not the one that's right next to her. Go to a different campsite. Camp until night. So wait until nighttime. Go back to the one that's next to her, and she may be there, she may be gone. If she's gone, camp at that campsite. Don't pass time, just get back up again. She should be there. Go to interact with her, and you'll have an option to feed her the elixir. Give it to her. You then go, and she falls asleep. You then go back and camp and come back in the morning. She'll be standing there. Have a conversation with her, and she's really, like, upset. Keep having that conversation, and I think you admit to giving her the thing, and she's like, I'm gonna, you know what, actually, I'll be your follower. And that's how you get her as a summon. And she's actually a really good summon. Yeah, that's why I said it's really easy to screw up. Now that you've got that concoction, you're done with Thalier until you get to the St. Trina stuff, which is way down the line. Yep. So she's another one that if you do that quest line, you can't then finish the Bale stuff. So that's another choice you have to make. So it took 2 playthroughs to do that one. If you've already gotten all of her crap in one playthrough, you can get her as a summon in another playthrough. So, another handy little tidbit. Let's see. Okay, so there are a number of places you can get to before you go to the Black Keep. And you should go to them, the Shadow Keep, excuse me. You should go to them without breaking the rune as much as you can. That happens to include Bale. He's up here. You can do that whole dragon thing now. If you're willing to follow this path, this path, this path to Dragon's Pit. Go through Dragon's Pit and you'll end up down here. Go down, talk to her. I would recommend that you do not get her on your first playthrough. I'd recommend doing the normal quest line so you can get the Bale-oriented stuff. You go up here, you'll fly around, eventually kill Bale. There's a potential helper there. I recommend you use him. Come back, finish with her interaction, but now you won't be able to get her as a puppet. Finish that interaction, and you'll be done. At least I'm pretty sure you can't do the interaction at that point. You have to have the potion in any case. I've got like 8 of them now, because I always do this thing. I screwed it up the first few times. If you keep fighting crap around, you will easily mess up all that stuff. So you want to make sure that you've talked through all of these as much as you can when you do that. Now, here's the thing. When you get to this place, Castle Enos, when you get there, don't walk into the main room. Again, this is something they don't warn you about. When you get there, there may be a summon sign on the left and or the right. Unless you have a summon sign on both sides, go back and talk to all the NPCs again. Just talk through whatever stuff they have. Blah, 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 blah. Go through the whole conversation with them. Once you've done that, then go back. And you should see 2 summons that are available. Now, you don't have to use them, but that way you'll know that you've finished their quest lines up through. Once you've done all of that, every time you do anything major, go back, talk to them. You may find that you're at a point where they're all back to the same conversations. That's when you go through Castle Enos and then eventually go into the Shadow Keep. Well, thank you. Also, you cannot do, as far as I know, you cannot do all of the things that are important in the Shadow Keep through this entrance. You must also do at least some of it through this entrance. If there's a way to finish it all through just this entrance, I haven't figured it out. You can do a lot of it, but you can't do all of it. And there are a number of locations associated with this whole place. I would recommend not going to guides until you have to. And then I'll give you one more piece of advice. This Rune Forge has what is, in my opinion, the best early to middle playthrough NPC that isn't your mimic in the game. And it's Telu the Blacksmith. This place right here. It's a pain in the butt to get to, but this is the place that you want to go. Just FYI. I think you come down here, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you come up here. It's fuzzy. It's been a while. But he is seriously badass. Now, having said that, let's move on to Castellinus. Oh, I still got the wrong thing. Oh well. What I want to know is, how is this guy not rotted up yet? Alright, now he's rotten. Oi! Look how hard he hits. By the way, that fight's really hard. Don't think that fight wasn't hard because of what you just saw. That's just a ridiculous amount of overpowered levels. And I've still got Moog's thing on. Oh, coming up here, one of the most important things in the game for some players is a weapon called Milady. And it's up there. Climb up there, you'll get Milady. I already have it. 443. I also, like, put together a build designed for this sword. So, in case what you're seeing is, like, a ridiculous amount of damage and wondering how. Watch out for these guys. Ow. Yeah. Alright, let's fix this. Mariah's Executioner's Sword, I think it's called. Mariah's Executioner's Sword. About the DLC. The Shadow Realm Blessing. You can get 20 and 10. Those are the max you can get of either one of them. You want to get those up as fast as you can. This makes your spirit ashes more powerful. This makes you more powerful. I think it is this one, but it's built into the sword. You can't level 443. You can't take it off. It's not one of the ones that you can pull off and put on a different blade. There is another sword with this effect. It's a one-hand sword. This and this. Oh, here's something else. Notice this is maxed out. I've got tons of damage and everything. Watch this. 4170 backstab. Dude's not dead somehow, right? Watch this. That's awesome. Thrill. $47.65. Never, ever underestimate the power of Misery Cord when it comes to doing damage. My largest critical hit with Misery Cord is over 100,000 damage. Never, ever underestimate that weapon. Never underestimate these damn dogs. Get surrounded by 2 or 3 of them, you're going to have a bad day. I don't care what level you are. Oh, the reason why my hit point pool is so large is because the rune that I'm using is a massive increase to hit points, by the way. There is stuff in that cave, I'm skipping it. It's small. I mean, it's not like a lot. One of the things about this effect is, like many magical effects, it will play fast and loose with the rules when it comes to walls. Make sure to open the gate. Now comes one of the most irritating bridge runs in the game. Remember I warned you how hard those guys with the axes hit. I wasn't kidding. I really wasn't kidding. But they got nothing. There's a boss up ahead that is absolutely brutal. Hidden in here is a dog. I've done this too many times. Alright. This actually is kind of irritating. See that guy right there? He is a pain in the ass. He hits for an absolutely absurd amount of damage. I think he hits harder than Radon does, which is, well, absurd. I'm going to give one attempt at playing with this guy. The traditional way. Look at that. Look at that. 2 hits, I'm dead. And that was with that health bar. He's one-shot me before. That guy is just, even with his shield, he is just a ridiculous amount of damage. Oh, so when faced with this kind of adversity, we change tactics ever so slightly. Someone asked earlier why. This is why. Bastard. Oh, I hate that guy. I have some ridiculous damage that I can med it out, and this guy is just stupid when it comes to what it takes. Oh, that stupid little guy down here. So irritating. Alright, but do we not learn? Yes, we do. Door to the right? To run around? Well, I can run around him. For sure. Ah! I was gonna sit there. Two in the head. Three in the head. Give you an idea what the damage reduction that guy has. What is up with that ridiculous movement? Up. Hold on. Let's get a little bit more interesting. Archery ones are here. There. 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 Alright, where'd he go? Did he come down here? He did. Oh, Snikey. There's also always this one. And he's healed up a bunch. That's just rude. There we go. Actually got him with a madness. All that effort to get the bow set up. Alright, back to where I was. I gave him one legitimate try. I hate that guy. He's just a super pain in the butt. Roar. Here. And here. And he's only worth like 65,000 runes, so it's a total pain. It's Searly, it's not just a hard skill check. It's a specific skill check. That's the thing. It's not like... You know, it's not like they made him an opponent like bosses are. They basically made him into something that is a pure dodge, roll, or die. That's it. And he's got a bunch of hit points. He hits for a metric fuck ton. If you don't know how to dodge roll, you lose. And that's not... To me, that's just a punishing fight. It's like punishing you for being good at something that's not exactly what that is. You know what I mean? He has, he can use a potion. A lot of knights actually can. If you give them the chance, they'll actually use healing physic. Like that. Okay. I missed. Holy cow. Oh, he hit me in there. That's funny. Yeah, let's use that. One day I will not cough. That day is apparently not today. Okay. That was a real gamble. That guy wasn't going to hit me. Cold, dry leaf arts and Bloodhound Step. I haven't done that at all. Oh, that reminds me. Dry leaf Dane. Someone asked about this earlier. I don't know if you're still here, but someone asked earlier about the guy that stands there and doesn't say anything. I'm assuming you're talking about Dry leaf Dane. You actually, if there's a note that if you read it, it tells you what to do. You're supposed to fight him. So go in front of him and use this "May the Best Win" gesture, and he'll invade you. And you fight. Right in that location, by the way. So you should have at least one summoner here. I think there's only one. I don't think you can manage a second summon. But if you're worried about it, you can go back and make sure that no one has anything more to say to you that they don't already say.
Welcome. You come. You enjoy. I for you. Things. Goodbye.
Oh, you must mean some more provision, some more his brethren. No doubt these are not should you
Gale.
Many things. I for you. Things. I for you. Things. Goodbye.
Right.
All right. What's the... Gale Boticheer? I don't get it.
And
As long as you...
And is the correct pronunciation Tholier, or is it Tolier, or...
So,
Anyone? No? Okay. Ancient Dragon Lightning. That's still my favorite. Although the knife throwing was pretty damn cool. I was never able to make the Ancient Dragon Lightning using the dragon form. I was never able to make that successful. I just was too fragile. Died too fast. But the Death Knight armor, 8% increase, and it's a good armor set without, was pretty good. So it was that with a Bolt of Grand Sax. Which, by the way, it's unfortunate that the Bolt of Grand Sax is not affected by all the things that affect lightning spells. Be nice if it was. Now here. Alright, so a little helpful hint. Yeah, there's still just one summon here. So, if you summon... Okay, if a summoner is on the outside of a boss fight, it makes the boss tougher if you use it. If it's on the inside, it does not. It's just another thing to help you on the fight. So I'm doubling her hit points is probably what I'm doing by summoning this helper. This works well for me because I'm not going to want to get close if I can help it. Yep. Now, when you use an outside summoner, wait for them to appear, so that when you buff them too. Want is to get her Frosty, because that will increase the damage that she takes. Ow! And she's there. Making her rotten is just a bonus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ow. Ow, ow. Alright, time to finish this. Oh, never mind. It's finished. Haha! Let his special takes frost off? I didn't know that. Ah, hardly easy. But that may not be a level still. In fact, I think it's not. It is. Whew. Okay.
Hello again. Did you meet my quite the doubtless, were it not this the work? Wonder true enough. Long ago, a cleanse. It's no wonder that aside,
PC.
and in this they will never say just happens, but it's still a. Wondering true enough. Long ago, a cleansing. It's no wonder that aside, and in this they will never say just happens, but it's still a.
So here's the note you get, Monk's Missive, and if you look at it... Seek me to the east if you wish to pursue the way of the warrior. When you find me, you will challenge me to a bout. There is no need for words. That's an indication. May the best win is like a challenge, and you're using an emote, so no words.
I found the... Mikola, he says the truth of his claims is evident.
Okay. So, for the purpose of... Yeah, I'm also using a rune that has a massive health increase. So, for the purpose of showing the guys that you're not supposed to kill, and instead you're supposed to interact with, and the one that actually takes more work than the others to interact, I think, I'm heading up this way. First playthrough, I fight everything. After that, I run by or fight, depending on my mood. Alright, so up here, you will find a pest. If you look, he's moving, but he's not doing much. So it turns out that you can try this, and you'd think that would do it. It doesn't. What you need to do is use a warming stone. It's actually kind of a cool thing they built into the game. Have to let it finish. Now, you'll get an item normally. But I don't think he needs two, but I will check just in case. Oh, I have to reset and return? What charm did I use? You mean, I'm using a... What's it called? A sun warmth stone? It's not a charm. These guys aren't... This is part of the more quests. I'm using a warming stone. A lot of people don't even know that... I've never seen people online using them. It is the most efficient healing that you have. By far the most efficient healing that you have. They don't work very well in combat. Technically, you can use them. Yeah, there came a point when I was dungeon crawling, and I realized that I need, 7 blue, and I only had 3 red. And it turned out that if I got to low health, I would drop one of these and just wait to heal up. And that was and it only uses a tiny sliver of FP. Alright, so I'm not actually going to reset by going to a point and running back. I'm doing it this way. So when you talk to all of these guys, there's 5 of them, I think. The last thing is you go back to Moore, and he will give you the last cookbook. I already have all the cookbooks, so I didn't get the... I think it's a cookbook you get from them. You get that, and then you get a cookbook that I think uses that item. Anyhow, all right. May as well just write back down. I have already pushed all the quest lines as far as I can. So I don't care if I shatter the rune. Oh, this is funny. So see, look, someone was really smart when they put this guy here. See this big thing? His range of attack, by the way, is absolutely ridiculous. You can kill him, by the way. Look, he's destroying the whole tent area that he's in. It's hilarious. So you can go up there on those cliffs, top of the shield. You can go up... Oh, here, the horn. Torrent's horn. You can go up there to the top of the cliffs, draw him to you, and then throw pots into his basket to kill them. Oh, another one that I'll share with you. When you make sure to pick up those Ember of Mesmers, if you look through here, this is it. In order to make the pot that does the most damage to those guys, you need to make these hefty furnace pots. These require furnace visages, these things. You don't get very many of them, and you don't get enough to kill that guy unless you do a little bit of farming. They are almost impossible to farm. This location right here, this guy, this guy, this guy, there's 1 or 2 hidden back there, are the only mobs in the game that drop these with any reliability, and even then it's like a 2% chance. So you can gobble up and arcane yourself to the irons and grab the furnace visages. There, did you hear that? That's the rune breaking. So message is about to appear. Somewhere a great rune is broken, and so too has a powerful charm. So that was actually, when I was telling you about getting too close to the building, it'll shatter the rune. That's what I was talking about. So, when you go to the top, this is where you find out if you have advanced the quest lines fully now that the rune is broken, which you haven't if it breaks and you immediately walk up here. And you can tell because, let me grab this, you don't get too close. Literally, I got too close, and therefore it... Yeah, they got woken up out of the charm. So, if you notice, there's no summon signs here, right? There's supposed to be summon signs. So, you go back and talk to everybody again. Yeah, the only way is...
kind of fog and folly. Once I challenged, I knew not how weak. I believed that I could not have been Nicola the Cure.
So here, now you've advanced his quest line.
I am...
Now, caution. I don't care about the Pest Thread quest line, so I'm skipping it. If you interact with more about the breaking of the rune, you will likely not be able to do that quest line anymore. Just talk to everyone, then go back, just keep going back and talk. It's really frustrating. It's the one thing that I wish they did a better job of, was giving you some warning that, like, if you got to that point and it's like there was a barrier in front that said, to enter here you must shatter Michaela's great room. Do you wish to proceed? At least they would give you some warning. They don't. And so my first playthrough, I couldn't do half the quests because I didn't know that. I followed the obvious path, and then I broke the rune, and I was not far enough on all the quests. So
I don't feel it. It's
new
kind,
text.
Together.
So if you talk to him now, you will go down that quest line with him, and has a high potential to make him disappear permanently, which I'm going to do because I don't want to fight him later. So talk to more.
No, our mother, she did. Must we be?
If you say remain sad forever, he goes and he commits suicide. If you say put it behind you, you will see him again later, and you will have a terrible experience. He's mean.
Sad.
So make sure you've bought all the stuff that you want from him. He's going to act like nothing's changed. It has. So he'll still be here for a little while. So I'm now going to Freya and then Letta.
Good. Tell her that don't worry. The guidance, it's only of the vow, and I am I must know. Oh, there's something. There is no. I will be true, though I do. Lady led outlaw. Oh, there's something. Oh, there's something.
All right. Notice there's no icon telling you that anybody's there anymore. So now that you left, Moore's gone, Unspa's gone. All right. Follier. Did I fight Rilana? In here? Wait. Rilana. I'm done with the entire base game. Sorry.
Are you not affected? I'm feeling rough. St. Trina would kindly fall in. The problem is, I would say.
Let's see. Ah, that's not where I wanted to be. Duh. Oh, I just realized something. I did it again. I forgot to pick up a, I have one more person to talk to. So see, there's one there. This should be... Yeah. Maybe this one only has one. Hold on. I screwed up and forgot to get this one. Fortunately, I got this one. This is what I screwed up.
Oh, hello. Did you feel a while I might no wait. I can
There we
I
go.
should have thought. Those are the
So you can suggest any of these. Horn Scent is ultimately the one that you're going to go after.
The horn
I don't
one
think
with the
what you
enchant
tell
on
her
the other hat.
matters.
Allow me some.
But I would suggest that you don't...
I must profess, uphold his venom, and surely the impaled in ven. How could I revenge?
Advancing her quest line by invading people is how you cut short your ability to get helpers on certain fights. So just be aware. Alright, so he's gone now. And I should now have a second helper up here. Fingers crossed. Yep. Alright. Horn Scent. Oh, yeah. But remember, if you do that, her quest line ends. So make sure you've gotten everything from her that you can before that point. Alright. So now you've got 2 helpers. Wait. Okay. Buffy's. No, I rolled that. Ooh. I actually meant to summon my guy as a caster, not as a melee. Oops. Alright, I blew that one. Yeah, I blew that one completely. Seriously? Jesus Christ. Good lord. Messed up 2 rolls. Look. That was so fast the rune pile's still outside. This is sad. I actually haven't had trouble on this guy in a long time. And by the way, I like summoning the helpers because I think it makes the fight more fun, not because I think it makes it easier. Man. That should always be your opener. What? What is going on? Like, I can't time anything right. Oh, Jesus. Like, every single time I tried to dodge, I failed. Wow. Clearly, I need more coffee. You know what? I've been summoning Horn Scent first. That's why. My bad. What? Good Lord. I also have no defensive stuff on. Gotta keep that in mind, too. It's... man. That really is sad. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I guess. Alright, I'll be right back. What? Come on! I swear they changed the timing on this. It's like every roll I'm getting wrong. I don't understand. Sorry. This very quickly went from amusing to not fun at all. This is... So, I don't know. This happens sometimes where something that I've been doing 100 times just stops working. And it's like someone went in and dialed the frames so that the timing is off. And then after a bunch of times, it'll just go back. This has happened on Radon. This has happened on a bunch of fights where, like, everything that used to work suddenly doesn't work anymore. Hitting the button. It's just not working. Really? Sorry, that's a very unsatisfying win. People also say that the game stops getting harder that way at +7. I think they're liars. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure as shit doesn't seem like it. I swear every time they get more hit points and they hit harder. Look at that. Remember what I told you earlier about these guys with the axe? Hit for a ridiculous amount, 2 hits, I'm dead. That's freaking nuts. Absolutely nuts. Alright. This is one of my most hated corners in the game. This thing just seems to beat the crap out of me all the time. I was dead if he made that contact. Damn it. Always need more holy proof pickled liver. It's good on sandwiches. God, stuff hits so hard. It also helps that I'm not using any damage reduction. All to give me more damage output. So, this is the first spot where there's a potential... no, it's not there. So, there'll be an invasion option here. Alright, so a recommendation when you get to this point. You saw me open that door from this side, but I didn't bother going to pick up the portal. You only have a few more fights that you're going to do. Yeah, there's something up there. Is he going to crawl down? Well, I don't care. Careful, you have to go down the ladder, and the ladder is on this side, so you can easily walk up to it and fall. If you're into the paintings, there's one there. Now, look there, that curve right there. Did you see that? Right along there. Now, I'm going down here because we're already in the area. I'm not planning on continuing on down there. We've already shattered the runes, so any place that... yeah. So, there's a bunch more of these furnace things. Furnace visage. In this area. The ones like that are one time. They don't respawn. But there's a furnace guy there, and there's a furnace guy there. That one will wake up on its own. This one, you actually have to ignite it so that he'll move. He's in front of an opening that you can't get through without moving him. You don't have to kill him, you just have to get him to move. That'll let you in there. When you get there, you're going to find an altar with a stone sword on it. If that altar has a stone sword on it, do not take that sword. Leave it there. There are 2 other altars like it. Go find one of the other 2, preferably the one that's deep, deep, deep in a dungeon. Get the sword from that one. Once you have one of the swords, the other 2 portals become a place where you can turn the sword into either a sword of light or sword of shadow. I think I got that right. And you can pick which one. That pick is made at the other 2 portals. Whichever one you take the sword from, the other 2 become the place where you do that. Go pick the one that's deep in the dungeon to get the sword. Don't get the sword from here, or you're going to have to go deep into that dungeon in order to do the conversion. Little helpful hint. Now, if you already did it, meh. It is what it is. These guys up here are no joke, by the way. Three hits from that, man. That's a lot of damage they're taking. Usually you want to send these things back down. In this case, you actually want it on high because you're about to get another point. Alright. Got a message I want to check real quick. I have to attend something, so I will have to camp out. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it.